Train the muscles, not the joints.
Welcome back to Natural Line Bodybuilding, and if you're wondering why I haven't uploaded a video for a few days, it's because where I live and in the greater Vancouver area on the west coast of Canada, we're dealing with a massive flood issue. So we've got rivers and lakes that are, flooding and going over dikes, and roads are collapsing all over the place and everything. The whole lower mainland, all of Vancouver is flooded. This is how high the water is. Usually the water's way past those fences. Usually the beach isn't covered. Way past those fences we've got. Here's the water, the bridge. The water's only about a few inches from the bridge right now. And usually it's about 7 feet down, It's pretty full. So yeah, if you're wondering why I haven't made a video lately, we're dealing with a whole flood thing in all of Vancouver. But where I live, it's one of the hot spots, I guess. There's an emergency plane going by right now in the sky. There you go. Yeah, my priorities have been a little bit different than making videos. But that said, I'm making a video right now, and if you see an ark going by with a bunch of animals in it, well, just ignore it. I'm talking about training here. That's more important than survival, all right? Just remember that. So today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about mini ranges of motion. Now, everywhere you look, especially in the mid 20-year-old sort of YouTuber, Instagrammer, a lot of those guys will be like, full range of motion or nothing, bro. Like no matter what, if it's not full range of motion, it's just not alpha enough and it's not going to make any results and all that kind of stuff. And of course, that's what a lot of beginners think. They think that, hey, full range of motion and 5x5 or, pyramid training, and that's the only way to train. That's the way you get results. But what you're going to find is that you're going to see some very strong contradictions in this. You're going to see some people that are using ranges of motion, like myself, or other people with certain exercises, and they actually get more results than the people who are doing full range of motion at any cost. So that said, I'm not saying not to do full range of motion for whatever things you're doing, but what I am saying is including mini ranges of motion in your training from time to time can give you massive, massive results. See, it's all about small range of motion, see? Small range of motion. Oh, damn it. Aliens don't stand a chance as long as you get the micro range of motion. Case in point, my brother used to do leg presses, super mini reps, super mini ranges of motion to really pump his quads up to massive degrees. And then he would do front squats to stretch out the muscle fascia. And because it was like the pump and stretch principle, he got massive results. Like his quads just blew up. Also, I've never done full range of motion on squats. I've tried it for periods of time and it just messed my knees up or whatever. But when I was doing partial ranges, and sometimes really, really partial ranges, the ranges that you see on, on Instagram, people making fun of people like gym fails and all that kind of stuff. I found that doing super mini ranges of motion sometimes got my quads and my hamstrings involved more than fuller ranges of motion. Now, this is based on the way I'm built, of course. It's going to be different for you. But what I am saying is that sometimes there may be a compound lift that's not working for you. And it's a worthwhile experiment to try a super mini range of motion and see where you feel it. And try the mini range of motion at the top half, then the bottom half, then the mid range. Find out where that tension is going, and then you can develop a strategy to hitting an area that might be a stubborn body part for you to grow. It might be a stubborn body part for you to access, and by finding that micro range of motion, you may be able to get massive results from it and become more efficient with the way you train. Now, the other thing to consider is that if you're getting joint pain from full range of motion at any cost, then a super mini range of motion might be the best possible thing for you to rehabilitate an area that's become weak, or enable you to be able to continue doing the exercise and getting some sort of workout without harming the joint or harming the recovery process or whatever's going on in your body. So this isn't a video about what's better. This is a video about what works. And if full range of motion is not working for you, then obviously you have to go with a medium range of motion or mini range of motion. Now, something that might surprise you is that sometimes when you're doing compound lifts, you are accessing many muscle groups at once. Now, everybody knows that, but when you are using different ranges of motion, sometimes the tension transfers from one area to the body to another area of the body to facilitate that full range of motion. but you're not necessarily concentrating it on the body parts that you want to get hit the most or to grow the most. Case in point, when I was doing partial ranges with squats, which I always have done, but mostly partial, like a real super mini partial, I was getting pure leg access without my lower back becoming the weak link so fast, right? So some people say, oh, just strengthen up your weak link with deadlifts and stuff. Yeah, you can do that, but in the end, your body's biomechanics are its biomechanics, and you can't change that. You can only tweak it a little bit. But in the end, if you do the right range of motion to hit a certain body part, you can really accentuate the stress in one area and get massive gains and results and maybe less injuries, you know? That's the other thing. So for me, when I do ass to the grass squats, all I get is knee pain and joint tension. I don't get any sort of extra muscle growth or muscle development. My ass grows a little bit more, but that's about it. So it's just not an efficient way for me to squat, right? So you have to really experiment with this, but I am here to say many ranges of motion work, because just because something is a tinier range of motion doesn't mean muscle contraction isn't necessary. And as long as there is muscle contraction and failure within about 2 minutes of the set, you know, one minute or so or lower, 1.5 minutes, you know, somewhere in that area. So you're using anaerobic muscular endurance, right? Or your ATP system, you are going to get results. You are going to get muscular results and muscle tone from that. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty simple. As long as the muscle's reaching fatigue, it's still getting the best workout possible. Now, if the full range of motion is injuring you, then obviously you have to go to the partial range. But like I said, if the partial range is accessing the exact area you want to hit, that might be the better range of motion in order to get the bodybuilding results you're looking for.
Mountain.
So yeah, I hope this helps out in your training. Thanks a lot for watching. If you need to get home, just go to naturalglambodybuilding.com, and maybe I won't get back to you because I might be getting carried out in a helicopter. And thanks a lot to the Patreon supporters, and take care for now.
Mountain.